I'm just trying to get it to mirror.
Oh, you're trying to get it up. I see.
Come here for a second. It's not, it's just mirroring my background.
Yeah. So we need to.
Friends.
And then Coach Jones, assistant coach. And I see Danny Blanchard. Yeah, it's amazing.
I feel myself getting better and better.
I am not a fan of the hot weather. This is nice. So green is on.
You ready?
Yep.
Good evening and welcome to the July 6th Board of Education meeting. The board had been in executive session since 6 p.m. to discuss 2 legal matters, 2 contractual matters, and personnel issues. Next, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Introductions.
Dave Hurst, John Walston,
Catherine Nadeau. Meredith
Jody Monroe.
Brittany Barrett.
Holly Dellenbaugh.
Robert Tejan.
John McPhillips.
And tonight, Willow Bear and Ewan McNay are absent from this meeting. Next is oath of office for district officers. The first action item is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following appointment of officers, action items 1 through 7.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item carries. Next in is swearing of the district clerk. John McPhillips is going to do that for me.
Well,
Right there. she's-
right there,
Yeah.
please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
District Clerk.
District Clerk. All right, next is our swearing in of newly elected board members. We have 2 out of 3 here today. I will do Ewan's when he is back and before the 30 days, which he's required to do in his role. So first, in alphabetical order, I will do Holly. As your new term began July 1, 2023 and goes until June 30th, 2026. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability
the duties of the office of Board of Education member.
the duties of the office of Board of Education member.
Meredith? I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities,
the duties of the office of Board of Education member.
the duties of the office of Board of Education member.
Next on the agenda is oath of office for the superintendent, Ms. Jody Monroe. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office of
the
superintendent.
duties of the office of superintendent.
All right, on to item 5, election of officers. At this time, for board president seat, I would request any nominations for the position of board president for the 2023-2024 school year.
I would like to nominate Holly Delbo.
Second.
It's a first and a second. Any other nominations for this role? Holly, do you accept your peers' nomination for
I
this?
do. Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I did, thank you for putting your trust in me.
Can I have, so it is recommended that the Board of Education take a vote on the nomination of Holly Dellenbaugh for the Board of Education President for the 2023-24 school year. So I need another motion to put that into place.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item carries. I'm going to pass the baton over to President Dellenbaugh to complete the rest.
Thank you, Brenda.
Oh,
Do
you
I
know what, I
bring
have to
my-
swear you in for that
Oh.
roll too, sorry.
Okay.
Again, I do
forget this part.
solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of
Constitution
the United States of America
of the United States of
and the
America
Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office of Board of Education President.
the duties of the office of Board of Education President. At this point, I would request any nominations for the position of Board Vice President for the 2023-2024 school year.
I'd like to nominate Meredith Moriarty.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Meredith, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you very much.
So at this point, it is recommended that the Board of Education vote on the nomination of Meredith Moriarty for Board of Education Vice President for the 2023-2024 school year.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That carries. And I have to swear you in now. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Board of Education Vice President.
of Board of Education Vice President.
All right. Next on our agenda is our selection of Board of Education committees and community liaison representatives. And I did solicit feedback from all of our Board of Education members prior to the meeting to figure out what made the most sense, where to put people. So I can report back on that, and I think I have everybody where they wanted to be. So I'll read through them. If, at the end, if you object, just say so, let me know. So for facilities, I have John, Catherine, and Bob. For audit, I have Bob, Ewan, and Willow. For policy, I have Catherine, Meredith, and myself. For the BCTA Process Committee, I have Meredith and Willow. For the BCUEA Process Committee, I have John and Ewan. And then as the board representative on the District Wellness Committee, I have John. Does that work for everybody?
Can I just ask a question? Requisite number, we need 2 per committee, or we need 3? What is the threshold level?
The threshold level would be 2.
Yeah.
It tends to work best to have 3 for those 3 major committees.
Okay.
So that way if somebody is absent, there are still 2 people.
They're
who
still in meeting.
attend.
Right.
And then I will fill in for facilities or policy if we need an extra person.
Thank you.
Are there any other district level committees that we need to put a person on?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'll
Not
just
at this
double
time.
check with you.
Okay, when it comes
If
up,
it,
we'll have that
if,
discussion.
right.
Everybody okay with those?
Yes.
And I did confer with both Willow and Ewan prior to the meeting. Okay, so item 7, other annual appointments and designations. A, our 2023-2024 annual district appointments. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following other appointment action items 1 through 17.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just have a question about 17. Is that
I just,
an action item?
yeah, I just saw that.
There's no item there, right?
Should it be 1 through 16?
What should be 1 through 16?
All right, let's do that again. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following other appointment action items 1 through 16.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. B, 2023-2024 annual district action items. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following annual contractual action items 1 and 2.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. C, 2023-2024 annual designations. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following designation action items 1 through 3.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. D, 2023-2024 annual authorizations. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following authorization action items 1 through 7.
So moved?
Any discussion?
Yeah, question.
Yep.
I think I asked this last year as well, but just for the sake of asking again, we're authorizing petty cash funds of $100 for chief business officer, food department, athletics. At this day and age, is that still a sufficient amount to have on hand? Does that cover when we need to cover things?
$100 isn't what it used to be, but we're using the district-wide credit cards a lot for those ancillary purchases, so,
Okay, sufficient.
yeah.
Great. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. E, bonding of personnel. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following appointment of bonding of personnel action items 1 through 3.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item 8, we need to do our annual policy approvals, but first we will hold our public hearing on the Code of Conduct. So tonight we are holding the public hearing on our proposed revised Code of Conduct as required by education law. At this time, I invite any members of the public to speak who wish to offer up comments either for or against on the proposed policy. I ask that you please state your name for the record prior to offering your remarks. Seeing no commenters, I hereby close our public hearing on the Code of Conduct. And we'll move on to B, our annual policy approvals. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following policy action items 1 through 3.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item 9, approval of minutes. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the minutes from the June 21st, 2023 regular board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item 10, meeting reports, and first up is our superintendent's report.
Sure, thank you. So for tonight's superintendent reports, our athletic director, Mr. Keys, is here to recognize some of our spring athletes. Thanks for coming tonight on your summer vacation. I'm glad some of our athletes could make it, so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Thank you very much. Hope everyone's summer's off to a good start. Thank you, ladies, for toughing it out tonight, and my gentlemen here. Another outstanding season in our athletic program, highlighted by the spring's outstanding performances. So first group I'd like to bring up is I'd like to mention our boys tennis doubles state representatives. They came in third place in sectionals, part of our 14-1 regular season, undefeated council regular season champions. Adi Oja, come on down, buddy. There you are. Congratulations. And his partner, Ian Jin. Boys are coached by Steve Smith and assisted by Dylan Davis. Congratulations. I believe our girls track and field state qualifier section champion, Lindsay Farmer, I believe she's away with her family on vacation. I wanted to mention, though, Lindsay has wrapped up an outstanding career. She'll be continuing her academic and athletic career at University at Albany. Was a late commit, so congratulations to Lindsay. Not sure if any of Coach Mooney's Unified athletes are here. Are any of Coach Mooney's athletes here with us tonight? No. Well, they wrapped up an outstanding season. They were finalists in their division. They've won 3 of the last 5. They are kind of, Mr. Mooney likes to refer to himself as the general manager. They are coached by Paige Davenport, Anna Walston, Hannah Lowenstein, and Kelsey Von Weed also. Congratulations to them. Did an outstanding job. And now this group with the really loud orange tie-dye and other. Our girls lacrosse program over the last several years has become a true dominant force, not only in our league, in our section, but really in the state. It's our second visit in the last few years, and if it wasn't for COVID, I'm pretty confident we'd have a state title downstairs. But this group is an outstanding group. 16-4 was our overall record, 10-0 regular season undefeated. Section 2 championship as they defeated Niskayuna 12-6 in the finals, defeated a tough Yorktown team 7-6 in our sub-regional, defeated Minisink Valley 9-6 in our regional before our state semifinal game versus an incredibly talented Victor team who wound up being the champions. Our team is coached by Danny Blanchard and assisted by Aaron Jones, so you can wave to us here, Aaron. Outstanding job. Aaron's responsible for having all the lollipops in the Capital Region. I'm going to name all our girls. I know some of them are missing, some are here. There were so many different postseason awards for this group that they need to be heard. We're going to start off with Maeve. Maeve Conway, come on up. Suburban Council and a Times Union first team All-Star and an All-American. Outstanding year. Gabby Krellin. Gabby was a Suburban Council second team All-Star. You get one too. Addison Daggett, Suburban Council honorable mention All-Star. Natalie DeSanti. Congrats, Natalie. How you doing? Riley Donovan. Riley will be continuing her career at Clarkson next year. Avery Ike. Avery was a Suburban Council first team All-Star, Times Union second. Brianna Fabian, Suburban Council second team All-Star. Congratulations. I'm getting taller every time I see you. Alexis Hartson. Sophie Klein, who's one of our captains, will be continuing next year at Lemoyne. Ellie Copland. Caroline Murata. Caroline, there you are. I've never seen you before. Caroline was a Suburban Council First Team All-Star, Times Union First Team All-Star, and our second All-American this year. Claire McGahee. Congrats. Nina Palella. Nina is a Times Union First Team All-Star, Suburban Council First Team All-Star, and continuing next year at Johns Hopkins. Kirsten Fang. Congratulations. Kirsten also was a member of our girls' tennis team that went to states. Scott George is calling me right now about it. Violet Piccanini. Violet is going to be continuing next year at SUNY Geneseo. Catherine Quallier. We totally faked out Kate. Lauren Sinek. Kate Tejan. Kate is a first team Times Union All-Star, a first team Suburban Council All-Star. Kate's committed to Marist. And Maddie Ward. And Maddie Wood, our goaltender, sophomore, Suburban Council, second team All-Star. Worth noting that Danny Blanchard was elected by the Adirondack Region USA Lacrosse as the All-American Coach of the Year as well. So just an outstanding. And his proud dad.
Is this work?
Come on. You know you lie down in the
I'll lie across you. Oh, you don't want me next to your daughter? No, that's you and Daddy. There you go, love it.
Just gonna take a couple.
Thank you, congratulations, everyone. August 21st, the machine starts back up for fall.
We gotta stay.
Look, they're like,
Thanks for coming, guys.
thanks, Len.
Good night. Congratulations.
That's all for my superintendent's report. Yep.
Catherine?
I just also wanted to say that a lot of the lacrosse athletes who were here were also coaching last week at the Booster Club
Oh, the camp.
summer camp.
Yeah.
Sorry, words are not coming to me easily right now. And they were just fantastic, and I know that we've got athletes from all different sports who participate in those and help bring up our younger, newer athletes in the district, and it's just really wonderful, and so I'm grateful to them, and hats off, and that was amazing.
Next up is the board report, and I just wanted to comment on graduation. I thought it was a terrific ceremony, and I loved seeing all the kids coming up and walking through, and I just wanted to give a thank you to everybody behind the scenes who made it happen, because I know it's a lot of work to put the commencement together. So thank you to all of those people. Does anyone have anything else?
Yeah, I'll second that. I thought the graduation was quite well run. It went off without a hitch. There was a lot of nice positive energy. I thought the kids were great, and hats off to the venue too. I thought it worked out nicely. So congrats to all involved.
Anybody else? Next is our recognition of public comment on an agenda item. If we have anybody who'd like to address the board on an agenda item, now would be the time to come to the microphone.
I guess I should. I don't think we got to it yet, but My name's Jan Siniski. I worked for the district for 29 years as an aide to students with disabilities. I retired 2 years ago, and I was asked to be the sub-caller for the district. I don't know if this is the time I should be speaking. But anyway, I saw that we came out with the financial part of raising certain job by the hour, hourly rate. And I noticed that the sub-caller was not raised. I don't know if people realize what's involved with the sub-caller position, but I'll just give you a brief overall. So my job starts sometimes at 5:30 in the morning. The high school and middle school, whoever is out that day, texts me or emails me. And then I have a list of subs that I ask if they were interested. I text them also. Then for the elementary school, I have to do a Google Calendar, which is every month. And on that Google Calendar, they go in, the secretaries, and fill out who the employee is that's going to be out that day. But the job is a 6-day-a-week job. It starts on Sunday night. And I noticed the hourly increase on most jobs, but not on this particular job. Another thing that has happened is when I have found subs, they go to the school and they send them home. And there's no compensation for those subs either. Once they've arrived, let's say Susie's out today, I get a sub for her, and they arrive, and then a lot of times they'll send them home. On average, I'm looking for 20 plus subs every day. I've gone in and subbed because we've been so short. We are getting a better list of subs. But I do feel that the compensation for this job should definitely be higher since we've raised the other ones also on that. I don't know if anyone has any questions or about the job.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you for your comments.
thank you.
Item 12, action items. A, finance action items. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following finance action items 1 through 8.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. B, professional personnel action items. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following professional personnel action items 1 through 18.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. C, support personnel action items. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following support staff action items 1 through 7.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. D, other action items. It is recommended by the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the following action items 1 through 5.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That carries. Item 13, recognition of public comment on a non-agenda item. If we have any visitors who would like to address the board on a non-agenda item, now would be the time to come to the microphone. And if you could please state your name for the record.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I was here last time, and I revealed to all of you that I was super nervous. I'm feeling a little less nervous today, so I'm glad to be back. My name is Kate Rose Babsine. I'm a resident of the Bethlehem School District. I have a soon-to-be third grader at Hammergrail and a 4-year-old who's going to be starting kindergarten in the fall of 2024. And I did want to start by thanking all of you for all that you do. I know you have a huge job. I was looking at some of the policy documents that I know you review, and there's a lot of them. So thank you for what you do. So at the last board meeting, I thanked Dr. Ellis Williams for the tremendous work she had done during her time in Bethlehem. And I did want to thank Holly and Jody. Thank you for answering my emails individually. I really appreciate that you're so communicative. So at the last meeting, I came specifically to talk to all of you, but to thank Dr. Ellis Williams for the work she had done during her time in Bethlehem. And I also asked all of you to commit to hiring and supporting a new Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. And I understand that you're currently gathering feedback from staff about this role and deciding how best to move forward. I hope that you'll also talk to students, parents, and other stakeholders who worked with Dr. Ellis Williams as you make these decisions. As I said, I looked at some policy documents for this meeting. I spent some time on the school's website, and there really is a lot of information there. And I found a link to an article from 2020 that was titled "A High School Turns to Former Students to Address Racism on Campus," which was, as you all know, about Bethlehem High School. In the article, one of the school administrators was quoted as saying, "Until alumni spoke up, staff were unaware how deeply structural racism had become ingrained in the culture of the school." And I was really impressed that the school had done so much listening to students and and alumni and had let them lead the way with addressing racism and diversity, equity, and inclusion issues. And I want to say that listening and learning from and believing students, families, staff, and community members when they talk about the racism and discrimination that they have experienced and are experiencing in the schools is an essential component of this work, and I hope that you will all continue to do that. Related to this, I noticed in the school's anti-racism policy that it specifically outlined that the district would support and sustain district-wide equity and inclusion committees to strengthen dialogue regarding anti-racist initiatives, and also that the district would establish an organization or committee of students, parents, and staff to promote anti-racism, equity, and diversity, and to serve as leaders within the district. And I did notice earlier on when you were talking about district-wide committees that a Board of Education member would be appointed to, that this committee wasn't brought up. One of the questions I had asked of this group and of Superintendent Monroe was just what were the next steps for the parent and guardian work groups. And so I am really interested in knowing how those will proceed while we don't have a chief DEI officer, and then again, hopefully when we do. So just a little bit more. I participated in the Bridging the Divide workshops in 2021, and I'm now involved in the parent guardian groups that Dr. Ellis Williams was leading. I really hope that in addition to hiring a new chief DEI officer and making time and space for them to achieve their and the district's goals, that the district and the board will continue to provide opportunities for the community, students, staff, and other stakeholders to tell their stories and engage with leadership to inform DEI efforts moving forward. I also hope that the district and this board will commit to fulfilling everything that is outlined in the district's anti-racism policy. I really do look forward to learning more about the district's plan to continue this work, their plan to support a new chief DEI officer, the plan to continue to engage with students, staff, parents, and caregivers and community members so that we can accomplish the DEI vision that is outlined on the website, and so that Bethlehem Central School District truly is, and to quote the vision, an environment in which all members of our school community feel free to engage as their authentic selves in an atmosphere of mutual respect and civility. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'll be brief. My name is Laura DeBetta. I'm a parent of, I realized I need to say soon to be fourth grader, I was going to say third grader, at Hammergrail Elementary School. I'm also a member of Hammergrail's PTA DEI committee, was also a member of the Bridging the Divide groups as well. And I'm really here to amplify what Kate Rose has expressed and also express my strong support for filling the position of the Chief DEI Officer role as quickly as possible, preferably before the start of the new school year. Also just want to express that in my experience, positions that are charged with leading and affecting change in large institutions, they need to be at the leadership level. And so I hope this position is going to stay as part of the district leadership. Change really has to come through leadership and through the support of leadership. And like Kate Rose said, I also understand that an assessment is being done of the position by reaching out to staff. But really, the district, your mission is to serve students and parents and parents and residents of the district. So I really encourage you to reach out to students and parents and guardians for their experience as well, particularly the parent groups, as well as students of color and other marginalized students that Dr. Ellis Williams was able to develop relationships with during her time, in talking to some of the families. She helped some of these students feel seen and heard for the very first time. So their experience with the position really needs to be part of the assessment and the evaluation of how that position proceeds. So moving forward, I would be interested to know what that plan is to solicit feedback, and would really appreciate that the board kept the residents apprised of the process and just DEI efforts in general. It wouldn't be bad practice to have DEI as a standing agenda item for Board of Education meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next item, 14, future meetings and events. Our next board meeting is on August 16th. Anticipating an executive session starting at 6 and reconvening to open session at 7. And then our meeting after that is September 6th. Again, anticipating executive session at 6 and reconvening to open session at 7. Note that on Wednesday, September 13th at 6 o'clock, we have a Board of Education retreat on the calendar. That's the off Wednesday in between our 2 meetings in September. Seeing no need to go back into executive session, could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
John's all over.